Happy Friday. Listen, I want to give you the one question to ignore when you're about to go work out. So this morning I was headed to my before sunrise spin class, which starts at 5:45, and this voice came up. Now I want you to put a 3 if you've ever heard this voice. Should I go work out? Have you ever heard that voice? That is a sentence to always, always, always ignore. Always. Well, let me just say this. Unless you have a medical reason. If the night before you have decided that you are going to work out, which I highly recommend that you decide to work out the night before, all right? So I had decided last night that I was going to work out. Good morning, everyone. I am giving you the ticket to consistency with your workouts. Number 1 is to plan the night before what time you're going to work out the next morning. Number 2, when that chatter comes, this sentence right here, should I go work out? That should wake you up to the fact that that is a voice that you should ignore. Don't ever, ever, ever negotiate with a voice that gets you out of integrity. Ever, ever. Because that is not the voice that's going to guide you to the best and highest version of yourself. And let me tell you, when I first learned this lesson, so I had moved back from Chicago. I was living in Chicago for about 6 years. Had moved back with my parents. I was single at the time, waiting for my house to be built. And I told my dad that night, I said, in the morning, I'm going to get up and go to the gym. And so I didn't do it. And so he came in and he sat on my bed and he was like, I thought you said you were going to go to the gym this morning. I was like, oh, I changed my mind. He said, what could have possibly happened overnight to make you change your mind? And I looked at him. He said, Cledra, be careful. I don't want you to become one of those adults who says one thing and does another. And the worst thing you can do is to be that kind of person to yourself. And I never forgot that. And so I want to pass this on to you, to be in integrity with yourself. For your word to mean something, it matters. Because this is the thing, I just heard this, leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. And we have to lead ourselves. Let me just say that again. Leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. And so ignoring that voice, because listen, I've been doing this for decades, okay, with an S. The voice still comes. It came this morning. Should I work out? I knew I was going to have a sub for my spin class, and subs get a bad rap. I'd never had her. I didn't know what I was going to get. But so that chatter, that resistance came. And so I'm sharing this with you because I get so many emails. Cledra, how do you stay consistent? How do you stay motivated? Let me just tell you, I don't stay motivated. I do not stay motivated. What I stay is committed, with blinders on, to what I know I'm called to do. And I can't do what I'm called to do if I'm caught up in how I feel, if I'm caught up in being tired, if I'm caught up in, I wish I looked different, and all these things that are self-absorbed, right? So I get myself out of the way first thing in the morning so that I can focus on all of you, so I can focus on my husband, my mother, my friends, and anyone that God crosses my path. I have the clarity because I'm out of the way to serve them. All right. So I went into a whole lot more than I had planned to go into. But this really, I want you guys to get this, that there is no secret. There is no magic. I see people hopping from program to program to program. And the thing about it is that with every program that you join, you're going to get to that point where you have to press. You have to press. In the word, it says, I press towards the mark of the high calling. There's a reason it says that. We have to lean in. And for some of us, unfortunately, in communities of faith, we think that the pressing is a sign that there's something wrong, that we shouldn't be doing it. That the fact that it gets difficult means that there's something wrong, when actually you are being elevated, and it's calling you to rise up in your skills, to rise up in your decision making, to rise up in your integrity with yourself, to say that if this is what I said, then this is what's going to get done. Because leader of one, leader of many. You can't lead one, you can't lead any. Okay, so that's just what I want to tell you. Good morning, everyone. It is my heart's passion to see people thrive, because listen, the more clarity we get as individuals, showing up as your best self It's the best gift you can give to the people you love. It's the best gift you can give to your family. You know, listen, I'm especially talking to moms out there who say, oh, I don't have time. How can you not have time? I just heard an alarming statistic that the number one reason for bankruptcy for the baby boomers is health care. So you're working hard. I want you guys to get this. If you're working hard and leaving your health off the list, then all of that hard work is going to go to repair that neglect, at least statistically. You don't want to roll the dice like that, right? So I'm giving you the mind work that goes with this, because a lot of you think that it's another program or another personal trainer, or when it's not. It's the mindset and the way you approach the resistance that is inevitable. And too many of you are looking for the path that does not have resistance. And let me tell you, it does not exist, because nothing grows in the absence of resistance. Nothing. Nothing. All right? So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lady Cheryl. She says, I love this, sis. I needed this today. Listen, I needed it. I always wear the bandana that God is like, listen, Cleidra, you got to press. And I was kind of, I'll just be real. In my mind, there was like a little bit of emotional childhood going on. You know what I'm talking about? Where I'm like, oh, well, I got to do this. Why does it take so much for me? You know, if only I had the genes where I could just be naturally slim, you know, blah, 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 blah. That's still, it happens. That stuff comes. But you have to recognize, so what is that? That's a pattern, okay? And so in those times, you observe the pattern. You don't engage with the pattern. It's just like if you have a 2-year-old. You know, you don't engage with the 2-year-old. You observe, and then you redirect attention. And that's the same thing that we have to do in those moments when, you know, we revert and we have that emotional, you know, infancy coming up, and we're, you know, a little bit of whine, and you're like, okay, I'm whining a little. I want to get into a little pity about how hard my life is. You know, we all have that. Anyway, you see how I can just keep talking? Because it really matters. I had no intention of talking this long about this. So I hope you really get what I'm saying. And so, Harriet, good morning. Love the transparency. This is real. Thank you. And that's what I'm doing, Harriet, is keeping it real, because unfortunately, the people who are amazing at marketing out there, and for years I bought into it with the lose this amount in this amount of time, or make this amount of money in this amount of time. Even if all of it's true, no one gets a stroll to your goal path to become in character and to become in, how can I say it, the habits, cultivating habits. There is no express lane. The cultivation of the habits in order to become the person you want to be, whether that's in the best shape, you know, creating a multiple 6-figure business or 7-figure, whatever, writing a book, finding the amazing love of your life, reinventing yourself, whatever that blank is that you want, all right? There is a period of cultivating the habits to not only become that person, but then to maintain that in the presence of stress, in the presence of that emotional unraveling and that blah 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 that we all have, like, can I really do this? Why should I do this? Why did I decide to spend this morning? I mean, really. So anyway, that's what I just wanted to share with you this morning. And you know, I'm about to do a class on Sunday. It's gonna be totally complimentary, and if you're in my Hydrate to Feel Great challenge, you'll get an invitation to that class, because it's my passion that you all understand really what happens as you try to level up. You know, it's cute to do the level up. I love that with Sierra, by the way. However, the trenches of it, the between time, ain't nothing cute about it. And in the absence of understanding what goes on emotionally, we can misinterpret the signs. Again, especially for my brothers and sisters in communities of faith, we can think, oh, God's trying to tell me something. It's getting hard. God's trying. No. You already heard from God. All right. This is the part where you are meeting the old man, and this is where you are in full deep in transformation. Okay? So, and there's a lot that comes up in transformation that you have to confront. We have to confront, you know? So that's what I have for you guys. Good morning, Jerry. Jerry says she loves this. Good morning, Patience. Good morning, Benjamin. Good morning. Good morning, Shay. So this is just some real talk for you guys. You know, coming back from my spin class, it's just on my heart, heavy. I really hate to see, it really is heavy on me when I see women quitting on themselves. And they're quitting because they're like, Cleedra, I have so much going on. And I'm like, you're amazing. You know, you've given birth, you've raised children, you've, you know, been married, you've kept a home up, you've done all these things. But then when it comes to you, you say it's too hard, and that's heartbreaking. It's not too hard. It's not too hard, but you are going to have to press. And you're going to have some emotional graduation in how you respond. And that's the real leveling up. And from a spiritual perspective, I'm convinced that that's really what it's about. Because the character traits and the fruit of the Spirit that develops when we have to wait, and when we don't get what we want at the pace that we want it, that's when we're confronting the old self with the new. At least that's what I really believe is happening in those moments. Because ultimately, this isn't about what we can get, at least in my belief system. It's what I can give, it's what I leave, it's my legacy, and ultimately it's how I become more like Christ in the process of it all. And that happens with some weight, right? Some resistance that we press against, and in pressing against it, just like in the physical, in pressing against the weights, when I lift the weights, right, that's when I get toned. When I lift the emotional weights, that's also when we become more toned, and we demonstrate the fruit of the Spirit, because we've done the work, we've done the pressing. We didn't retreat and walk away. So I don't want to keep on going. I can't stop. But the mornings do this to me. Good morning, Lori. Good morning. Cynthia said, definitely a dose of inspiration. Yay, yay, yay. Harriet says, the battles are real. Absolutely. Absolutely, the battles are real. And anyone who tells you they can stroll to their goal, keep watching them. Let's see how long they stay there. Because life is going to smack them like it smacks all of us. And then it's going to require a different level of you. Emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. All right. So anyway, let me shut this down. This was way longer. I appreciate all of you for watching. Will you do me a favor and put a V below if you got value? It matters to me how you're responding, and if this is landing on you in a way that is helping your life. That is my sole intent for doing this. Have an amazing new day that God has blessed us with. Just breathe in and breathe out. You didn't have to go get that air. It was a gift. You've already been given the miracle of the breath of life. And go into this new day with the expectation that more miracles are to come, because you already got so many miracles just from being able to breathe on your own, move on your own, open your eyes on your own. So have a wonderful new day. I thank God for you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.